If you are a woman over 60, the strongest bones you will ever have are the ones you have today. From this moment forward, every single day, they naturally become thinner, weaker, and closer to breaking. You have likely been told to walk more, drink your milk, and take your calcium supplements. However, walking simply does not send a strong enough signal to your bones to halt this decline. Milk alone will not stop the loss, and by the time a medical scan catches the deterioration, years of density are already gone. What almost no woman over 60 is told is that there are 3 simple exercises requiring no gym, no weights, and no floor work that together protect the exact 3 physical systems that fail first after 60. These movements protect your bone strength, your side-to-side balance, and your body's ability to react before you hit the ground. By understanding exactly what these 3 exercises are, how to do each one safely from the easiest version to the most challenging, the common mistakes that ruin them, and how often to perform them, you can take control of your physical future. Let us start with what is actually happening inside your body right now, because most women are never told this clearly. 3 things are quietly breaking down after 60, and they usually deteriorate at the exact same time. Your bones lose their rebuilding balance after menopause drops your estrogen. Your muscles quietly disappear, a process called sarcopenia, reducing the leg strength you need to rise from a chair. Your nervous system slows down, meaning the internal reaction system that catches you when you slip takes longer to fire. None of these 3 fade with warning. You will not feel your bones thinning, notice your muscle fibers vanishing, or sense your reflexes slowing. There is only the day something small goes wrong and your body does not respond the way it used to. Half of the women who break a hip after 60 never walk without help again. You cannot fix all 3 of these problems with walking alone, as walking does not challenge your bones under load, build the specific muscle fibers that hold you up when you stumble, or train the reflexes that catch you before you fall. That requires 3 specific exercises, each targeting one of the failing systems. The first exercise is the sit-to-stand, and if there is one movement your body has to be able to do to stay independent after 60, it is this one. Standing up from a chair without pushing off with your hands is the single most repeated strength test in every physical therapist office in the world because how well you can do it predicts almost everything about your future independence. To perform it correctly, sit toward the front edge of a sturdy dining room chair, ensuring it has no wheels. Your feet should be flat on the floor, about shoulder width apart, with your heels directly under or slightly behind your knees. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them straight out in front of you to take your hands out of the equation. Lean forward slightly from your hips so your nose comes over your toes, hinging rather than bending from the waist. Push through your heels and stand all the way up without locking your knees, then slowly lower yourself back down to the seat, taking 3 full seconds on the way down. That controlled lowering is where a huge part of the strength benefit comes from. When you stand from a chair, you are lifting your entire body weight through your hip joint, femur, and knee, sending a direct signal to your osteoblasts to lay down new bone material along the lines of that stress. This movement also trains your quadriceps, glutes, and core all at once, which are the exact muscles you use to stand up from a toilet, get out of a car, and catch yourself when your balance shifts. If the standard sit-to-stand is too difficult on your first day, place a firm cushion on the chair to raise the seat by 2 or 3 inches, reducing the distance to travel and the load on your joints. As you get stronger over the next few weeks, remove the cushion. If it is too easy, come only halfway up and hold that half-standing position for 3 seconds before sitting back down, which multiplies the work your muscles are doing. The most common mistakes to avoid are using your hands to push off, letting your knees cave inward instead of tracking over your toes, and dropping down quickly instead of lowering under control. You should perform this movement 3 days a week on non-consecutive days, aiming for 8 to 10 repetitions for 2 sets, resting a full minute between sets. The second exercise is the standing side leg raise, which looks small but is arguably the most critical movement to protect a woman over 60 from the most dangerous kind of fall. Most people assume that older women fall by tripping forward or losing balance backward, but most falls are actually sideways, and the hip that breaks is almost always the one that took the sudden load in the moment of the slip. Your side-to-side stability stops this from happening, and the muscles that provide that stability, particularly the gluteus medius and deep hip stabilizers, are exactly what this exercise trains. To do it, stand tall behind a sturdy chair, resting your fingertips lightly on the back for balance without gripping it. Keep your feet hip-width apart, posture tall, and core lightly braced. Keeping your leg completely straight, slowly lift your right leg out to the side, only about 6 to 12 inches off the floor. Lifting higher causes you to lean sideways and lets other muscles take over. Hold at the top for 2 seconds, then lower your leg slowly back down without swinging or using momentum. Do 8 to 10 repetitions on the right leg, then switch to the left, completing 2 sets with 30 seconds of rest between them. This small movement matters immensely because the gluteus medius keeps your pelvis level when you stand on one leg. Every single step you take is technically a moment of standing on one leg, meaning your gluteus medius is either doing its job or failing to all day long. When it fails, your pelvis drops on the unsupported side, which is the biomechanical signal that a fall is beginning. Strengthening this muscle changes the way you walk, making your steps more stable and giving your hip the strength to hold you upright on uneven ground. If the movement is too difficult, hold the chair with your whole hand and lift your leg only 2 or 3 inches. If it is too easy, hold the top position for 5 seconds and let go of the chair completely. The most common mistakes are leaning your upper body to the side, swinging the leg using momentum, and gripping the chair too tightly, which removes the load from your standing leg. Perform this 3 days a week on the same days as your sit-to-stand. The third exercise is single leg standing, which is deceptively simple but backed by some of the most powerful research in senior health of the last decade. A major study followed nearly 2,000 adults for over 7 years and found that those who could not balance on one leg for 10 seconds were nearly twice as likely to die within the study window compared to those who could. Balance is a full body function requiring leg strength, hip stability, a well-working inner ear, quick nerves, and healthy circulation. When any of these fail, your one-leg balance is one of the first places you notice it. To perform this exercise, stand tall next to a sturdy chair or countertop with your fingertips resting lightly on it for safety. Slowly shift your weight into your right foot and lift your left foot about 2 inches off the floor in a quiet, controlled lift, not a high march. Hold that position for 10 seconds, then lower your foot, rest for a few breaths, and repeat on the other side. Do 3 holds on each leg for 1 full set, completing 2 sets with a minute of rest in between. Every time you stand on one leg, your body runs a coordination test between your inner ear, your eyes, and the tiny nerves in your feet and joints. Practicing this daily forces those systems to keep communicating, sharpening the reflexes that catch you when you slip. If 10 seconds is too long, start with 3 seconds and add 1 second per week. If it is too easy, move your hand away from the chair and eventually close your eyes for the last 3 seconds to force your inner ear and proprioceptors to work overtime. The most common mistakes are holding your breath, which spikes blood pressure, looking down at your feet, which tells your brain you do not trust your balance, and using the chair too much instead of challenging your balance system. You should do this movement every single day if possible, as it is the shortest, safest, and fastest responding of the 3. To put it all together, perform the sit-to-stand first because it is the most demanding, followed by the standing side leg raise, and finish with single leg standing when your muscles are warmed up. Do the full routine 3 days a week on non-consecutive days, giving your body a day between sessions to adapt and grow stronger. On your off days, practice the single leg standing on its own. Aim to stay consistent for at least 3 months, as muscle changes show up in weeks but bone density changes take longer. If you have had joint replacements, recent lower body surgery, severe osteoporosis causing a fracture, or severe vertigo, consult your doctor or physical therapist before beginning, as your progression may need to be slower or modified. Everything shared here is for general informational purposes and does not replace consultation with a qualified healthcare professional. Ultimately, these 3 exercises give your body a daily signal to stay strong, proving that with the right movement done consistently, you can protect your independence and thrive well into your later years.